Meta has won the AI race. They released their new language model called Llama 2. It has quickly become the king of the open source models and is loved by both companies and government institutions because it solves their biggest problem. In this video, we'll explain what Llama 2 is, compare it to other models, and how you can try it out and do some fun testing. Let's begin with the basics. Llama 2 is basically Meta's open source language model, which is a type of machine learning model designed to understand and generate human-like text based on the input it receives. Meta created this model as a response to OpenAI's and Google's large language models like GPT and Palm. The biggest thing that sets Llama apart from their competition is that they have made it free for nearly everyone to use for research or commercial purposes. It is really a big deal that Meta has made their language model free, and this is really shaking the world of AI. Llama is part of the same family as GPT-3 and Palm 2, those fancy language models. Now there are some differences, but you have to be a really AI expert to notice. All these language models were developed and work mostly in the same way. They all use the same transformer architecture and development ideas like pre-training and fine-tuning. So, when you type in a prompt or feed Llama 2 some text, it puts its neural networks to work. Think of it like a brain with billions of switches, kinda like human brains. By adjusting these switches and adding a little randomness, Llama 2 works its magic to predict what text should come next. The result? Very human-like responses that will leave you amazed. How does Llama 2 learn and get better? The model got smart by studying 2 trillion tokens from the internet, like web pages, Wikipedia, and old books. And a token can be a word or part of a word that helps the model understand and guess the next part of a sentence. For example, seeing Apple and iPhone together a lot helps it know that they are related, but different from the fruits apple and banana. But training with the internet, as we have previously experienced, can be risky and teach the model bad stuff. Therefore, the creators have used other methods, like feedback from human testers, to make sure Llama 2 gives safe and helpful answers. In addition to this, Meta has fine-tuned the chat versions of the model with special data to make them respond more naturally. So how does one try out the new model? Llama 2 does not yet have a fancy, easy-to-use application like ChatGPT or Google Bard. There are 2 easy ways to try out the model. First one is on a platform called Hugging Face. This website is like go-to place for free AI models. You will also notice that before you get access to the model, you need to accept their terms and conditions by applying. Meta will manually accept the request. I got mine accepted in just a few hours. They have added this step to make sure people use their models safely and responsibly. The other options, which is the easiest version, is a website called llama2.ai. On both web pages, you can test 3 different versions of their model: Llama 2 7b, Llama 2 13b, and Llama 2 70b. The B stands for billions of parameters. For example, 7b has 7 billion parameters. You will also notice the word chat in their names. The chat in the name means that they are specially tuned for chatting, kind of like how ChatGPT is made for chatbot conversations. If you choose to download this model on your local device, you must remember the smallest model is 13 GB. Also, while all of them are optimized for speed, the smaller models will run much faster on lower spec hardware, even if they are not quite as effective at generating accurate text. Llama 2 versus GPT and Bard and other AI models. How do they compare? The creators of Llama 2 did a lot of tests to see how it performs compared to other big AI models like GPT 3.5, GPT-4, Palm, Palm 2, and open source models. To sum it up, the biggest version of Llama 2, which has 70 billion parameters, performs better than other open source models and is almost as good as GPT 3.5 and Palm 1 on most tests. However, it does not perform well against GPT-4 or Palm 2. Okay guys, let's do some testing. We'll start with ChatGPT. we will ask them a really complicated questions that I don't think human beings can answer properly either. Hello, GPT-4. Do pineapple belong on a pizza? Yes and no answers only. Let's see what he says. Yes. Okay. That's not the answer I really was looking for, because I do not like pineapples on a pizza. Let's see. We'll ask Bard the same questions. If you like pineapple on a pizza, do comment and tell me which one you prefer. Oh, okay, so both of them says that pineapple belong on a pizza, both ChatGPT and Bard. Let's see what Llama says. Okay, let's change that to Llama. Hello Llama 2, do pineapple belong in a pizza? Yes and no answers only. Okay, yeah. Haha. Okay, no, pineapple does not belong in a pizza. Okay, guys, this is a proof. Nothing can compete with Llama 2, the biggest model. Many popular large language models like OpenAI's GPT, Google's Palm are closed source. This means researchers and businesses can use them but can't fully understand them, how they work or modify them. However, Llama 2 is different. It is open source, so anyone can read the research paper, download the model and even modify its code. You can run it on your computer, cloud services like Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services, or on-premise if you are still a dinosaur and have not heard about cloud computing. By hosting this model in your own environment allows you to train it on your own data to generate the text you need. This is a huge deal. Many closed source models like GPT-4 can only be used through their APIs or through cloud services. Most companies and government institutions are afraid to let their sensitive data be sent outside of their locked and safe environments. With Llama 2, they can just deploy this model directly in their IT environment and develop AI applications with more control. This is a huge deal and have been the biggest problem in the market for a long time. And not to mention that it is completely free. Using, for example, GPT-4 can be extremely costly since it has a token-based pricing. Also important to mention that very large companies with over 700 million users like Apple, Google, and Amazon need special permissions to use the model. Even though Google and OpenAI have been further ahead of Meta in the AI race, they are now not anymore. Llama 2 is a game changer by being a strong alternative to closed source AIs. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Also in the comments do tell me if I missed something or what the next topic should be. See you next week.